Welcome to debugging applications within OpenShift. So we're going to enable a debugging functionality here. There is a debugger plugged into the J workspace environment we have here, and we'll now go ahead and take a look at the inventory or start up this application. And this is our microservices inventory. We won't open either of these, but that 5005 pop-up is what will plug us into the debugger. Then it explains that we want to add a new endpoint that has a bug so we can fix the debugger or fix the endpoint. So here's a deliberately bad endpoint. And this will be an inventory resource Java under the inventory microservice. So I'll close up the monolith, go into inventory and Java, inventory resource Java. And here are our endpoints. I'm just going to make that the third endpoint. I'm all the way to the left, Control V. And this is called last letter. And what you can see that it does is it finds an inventory item by its ID and brings back the first result. And then we're going to extract the item location into a string, determine the length of the string, and print out and return, for printout, the last letter in that string. Let's see how that works. So this will make the call. I have to have another terminal. And it doesn't come back with anything. That 3 belongs to the item ID. So it didn't work. And why didn't it work? Well, let's trace it. Let's find out. So we're going to attach that application with the debugger. And I find this a little tricky sometimes. But here's the debugger attached to app. I can click here. And I got a warning that it's a different version of a JVM, the debugger versus the application, but it's a very minor release. As long as it's 11, that's actually fine. So now we've got threads we can see. Let's bring this over here. That are running. I don't see any variables running yet, but we've just attached. What we really need to do is set probably a breakpoint or a stop point. And that means going into the source and clicking into the debugger here. So we're going to grab the source where we put that method and take the first line of the method, which is going to be this inventory item. So see if I can find inventory resource Java. All the way to the left here, you can see a hint of red. I click that, and there we go. So if I run, it'll stop there, and I can trace it. We'll try again on the running. Hop over here to the clean terminal. Okay, there's a trace going on. It stopped right here where we told it to stop. And there's variables. There's a call stack now beyond the threads. And I see that there is a variable. It's basically the item ID, 60, 16,563. Yeah, this number. So let's trace this application. We can step over um, this line. Okay, now we've set uh, location to the item location property. And here's the item location. No, not a whole lot to look at here. There's the properties. And then we'll step one more over. Here's our length. Well, here's where we're getting this string. And location is Seoul. And after we run that, it'll return the length. Run that line. Length of 5. Oh, that's right. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. But the first letter should be index 0 in that string. So index 5 is going to be past the length of the string. So I think that's the fix we need. Okay, so we'll just continue to finish out the run. Go up here. And if we're starting at 0, we just basically need to get back here to put a -1 here in the length. Okay, and we'll curl one more time. Okay, there's our local variables. Got the item ID passed in. And got the location passed in, which is Seoul. Length of 5. Last letter is L. So that was it. We just forgot about 0 ordinal numbering when we created this code, and it happens every day to somebody. So we fixed it, and we have accomplished this exercise. There's some good text describing all this in detail. And that's it for this chapter.